Okay guys, like I said, I gotta be up earlier to milk the cow because I don't have any of the older kids to watch the baby after my wife is at work. My body is not used to getting up this early, but I think this goes to show you that you don't have to, like homesteading, it doesn't have to be getting up at 5 o'clock every morning, and, all that stuff. Obviously, it can be done differently. Hey, I'm spraying you off the flies. She just doesn't appreciate all the stuff I do for her. She just wants that bucket of grain, don't you? Huh? Don't you? Mama. So I'm gonna milk. The kids are still asleep. I'm going back to bed. So I haven't ordered the gasket for the Cub Cadet mower, but I did get online and I went to their website and put in the model number. It's kind of confusing to find all the parts because there's different models, there's different years, and there's also different engines. So I found what I thought was the right bolt or screw to hold on this part, this tube pipe that goes into the muffler. And when we went to Dairy Queen last night, we stopped at the hardware store, and look, I got the right one, I think. So I'm gonna put this on there, and that should at least get us so where the kids can mow again. It still has the slow oil leak, but like I said, we've been checking the oil, so and once the engine warms up, it doesn't leak, so we should be good. I still need to do it, but this at least is a stopgap so the kids can start mowing again. So if you watched yesterday's vlog, I told you that the big kids aren't here. They're actually with my parents. So I'm doing all the stuff out in the barn while the baby's sleeping. She's kind of wrestling around. I've got the monitor out here so I can hear her. But it didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped with the mower. The screw, the threads got a little bit, it looked like there was something in the threads. So my dad's got a tap and die kit. So I just was able to clean up the threads with this. It's 5/16. Just ran it in here really quickly. I put it on here, used a wrench to kind of turn it. It cleaned out the threads and it went in. So that's, oop, I think I hear the baby. That worked. I'm heading inside. So just got back. We ran a couple errands, ran to the grocery store, the dollar store, Tractor Supply, met my wife for lunch. At Tractor Supply, I ended up getting another screw for the mower here because the one that was in it is a star drive. Like I said before, I used the tap and drive to clean it up, but it wouldn't go all the way in. It wouldn't seat all the way. And I don't want to try to force it and have something else go wrong. I wasn't able to put any torque on it because I don't have the star drive that it is. It's a pretty big one. So Tractor Supply had this set on clearance for $5, so I grabbed this. I'm gonna loosen that up, and then also, so I normally think of like Home Depot or Lowe's as probably one of the better places to get loose hardware. Yesterday I got it at our local hardware store. We'll go there if I need something quick because it's closer. But the screw and lock washer at the local hardware store yesterday was 22 cents. Not a big deal. But I accidentally grabbed a nut for this one as well. So the screw, the washer, and the nut at Tractor Supply were 9 cents. That's a pretty big difference. You start buying a bunch of stuff, that's a pretty big difference. I never really would have thought of Tractor Supply as a great place to buy loose hardware, but apparently it is. So I'm gonna get this done, and the kids are sleeping in the car. I've got the air conditioning on. I've got a window open so I can hear them. I'm gonna get this done and then get the kids in the house. So with the big kids gone, I'm doing the chores. And this little lady is not cooperating and taking a nap. And you can hear he's being fussy. So I've got her in the stroller. I'm pulling her out here. I'll keep her in the shade and get the chores done. So let's talk about family size. Only in the context of how easy it is and ultimately family size with regards to homesteading. So if you don't have a large family, some of this you're just going to have to take my word for. And I would classify having a large family at this day and age probably over 3 kids. Heck, it's probably 3 kids. If you have 3 kids, you probably have a large family. And I don't care what size family anyone has. That's a very personal decision. I can't tell you how many times. So I think I told you recently we went to my 20-year reunion for high school. And I cannot tell you the number of times that when people asked about our family and we told them how many kids we had, you know, the look on their face and holy crud, there's, you know, that's a pass full of kids. That's a, you know, when 2 generations ago, 6 kids wouldn't have been that big a family. You know, my grandparents' generation, my dad was one of 5. And that was not that uncommon. I can't tell you how many older people will come up to us in the store or something and say, oh, you know, I'm one of 6, I'm one of 7. You know, I love seeing families like this. Today's day and age, that's not as common. Be that as it may, if you don't have a large family, you don't realize the hardest part of parenting is probably when you have 2 or 3 kids. Either, well, because at that point they're too young to help. So when we had 3 kids, Homestead Boy 1 was just starting to be old enough to be helpful. Like, he could go grab a diaper, he could go grab a package of wipes, but with regards to chores and stuff, not so much. Now, we didn't live out here at the time, so there weren't chores like that, but, you know, keeping things clean or taking care of animals, things like that, being able to watch younger siblings. Like, I'm not going to trust a 5-year-old to watch siblings. Whereas now, like, once we got to 4, he at that point was 7. So able to, like, if I needed to go to the bathroom, he could watch the little ones for a second. So having the oldest 4 gone right now, it's like, wow, last time I had to do this with 2 little ones was 10 years ago, and I was 28 instead of 38. And I was in a little bit better shape back then. Anyway, with regards to homesteading, so I would not have as many birds as we have out there if I didn't have kids who wanted them. You know, the kids say, oh, we want to get these and we want to do that. And a lot of times my answer is, okay, that's fine. We can get those if you're willing to take care of them. So if the chores don't get done because they're tired or they don't want to do it, then the next time they ask for something, they know that the answer is going to be no because you didn't take care of the animals last time. So they're pretty good about when I say, hey, you need to go out and do the animal chores, they go out and do them. But they're gone, so I have to do them, which isn't a huge deal except for the fact that little lady here, let me show you. Little lady here, let's try that again. You right there, she is not cooperating. So had she taken an afternoon nap, while she was doing that, I could have gone out and done the chores. Well, she didn't want to take an afternoon nap, so I just took everybody out and I put her in the stroller and we went out there and did chores. You know, you just do what you have to do. So, but yeah, I mean, it obviously helps to have kids who are old enough to help. Homestead Girl 1, if she were here, I could have said, you know, hey, you know, watch your sister for a second, and she'd take her, and if she had gone to the bathroom while I was out, she would have changed her diaper and all that stuff. It would have been really easy. The boys, not so much, but be that as it may. So, that's my spiel about family sizes and children and all that stuff. So the gardens are doing great. And among those sunflower seeds over there are lots of tomatoes. There are even more tomatoes in this garden here. And over here, the zucchini is kind of petered out. The beans are still there in the back. The kale and spinach and chard are doing well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the zucchini out and then start planting some lettuce for the fall. Because we like making salads, and if we can grow it ourselves, even better. So, and this buddy likes to pick as many tomatoes as he can. So, yeah, life is good. Hey guys, so I just got back from dinner with 2 good buddies of mine. It was really nice talking to them. We had Applebee's. I had a chicken fajita roll-up. It was really good. I upgraded to the onion rings in case you were wondering. Not so good for down here, but they tasted really good. Need to get back to running. Be that as it may. Wanted to mention So one of the reasons I love YouTube and the homesteading, farming, just good people community is because of that sense of community. You know, I'm big on, at our church, anything that we can do to build community, I'm all for. I think in this day and age, we've really lost that a lot of times. You don't, see, like when I was growing up, our subdivision, we had events going on all the time from the homeowners association. Or there was, there's a million other things going on. Today it seems to me like we've replaced a lot of that with electronic things. And I could be wrong. Maybe people are still doing that, but it just doesn't feel like it. So anytime I can do anything to help build community, I am all about it. But one thing about community is a lot of times, like specifically like Facebook relationships, they're very on the surface. They don't go deep. And even sometimes when you've got, good friends, at this day and age, nobody wants to look less than perfect. Nobody wants to look like they need help. And I am probably more guilty of this than most because I don't like to ask for help. I will help somebody as often as I can, as much as I can. And that's not to toot my own horn. I would much rather go help someone than ask someone for help. So an example of this, like I don't even think to ask for help for some things. So I think I told you guys maybe, the woman, my friend, who I bought Prudence from, her name is Ruth. And I was over there when I got the ducks, because she gave us those ducks. Well, walking around, because she had done some new things on our property. It had been too long since I had been there. And I was like, oh, you got a box blade. I've been looking for a box blade. Maybe I can rent it from you sometime. Her thought was, Jeff, you can just borrow it. Like, you don't need to rent it. You can just borrow it sometime and come pick it up and borrow it. And I hadn't even thought to, say, post a message on Facebook saying, hey, I'm looking to, use a box blade a couple times a year. Anyone have one that I can borrow? Never even crossed my mind. So that will save me, time and energy and money that I'd normally have to go buy one. Now I may, if I find one on Craigslist, I may buy one at some point, but I don't have to rush into something and go buy one at Tractor Supply or something. So, but all that goes to say is we need to have relationships that go deeper than just, the Facebook relationships. This, hey, like I'm hurting, or hey, I need help. Could you help me? Or even something as simple as, hey, I'm having a rough time with X, Y, or Z. Would you guys, say a prayer for me? I love praying for other people. I find true joy from it, and I find I get closer to God myself, but I very seldom ask others for prayers. And that's something that I need to work on. So I hope you guys have wonderful and deep relationships with great friends who build you up and who you are able to build up. I truly appreciate the relationships that I have with you guys. If you ever need a prayer, you let me know. I'd be happy to pray for you. But yeah, so we definitely need that community and that deep community. It's not something you can't have over YouTube. You can maybe start a friendship with someone over YouTube that could become a deep relationship. But just, I hope you guys have great friends that build you up. Anyway, I'm going to go milk the cow. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. I truly do appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow.